Tow truck drivers were back at it early this morning in downtown Fargo, and several drivers will be without their wheels because they didn't get their cars out of the way of snowplows. The city warned drivers to move their vehicles so streets in the downtown business district could be cleaned up after last weekend's storm. But even after 16 vehicles were towed from downtown yesterday, there's still plenty of business today for those tow companies.
Hi, everyone, and thank you for waking up with us on this Tuesday morning. I'm Jordan Schreier here with Lisa Bedeau, and we're just getting started with your news and weather to the top of the hour to help you plan your day. New this morning, a man is being treated for serious injuries after a house fire in Becker County. It happened just after 8 last night in a home along East Main Street in Frazee. A 24-year-old man was airlifted to a burn trauma unit.
2 dogs died in the fire, and the house is a total loss. The Minnesota State Fire Marshal's office is investigating the cause. Unionized snowplow drivers are heading back to work in northeastern Minnesota today after ending a 6-day strike with St. Louis County. They approved a new contract yesterday afternoon and will hit the roads this morning.
168 union drivers walked off the job last Wednesday in a dispute over health care and accrued sick leave. Public works supervisors and staff from other departments drove the plows during that strike.
10 minutes before 7, let's get a check of our Storm Team forecast on this Tuesday morning.
Good morning. We've got some issues with travel today because of some strong winds. They'll bring us the warmer air. They've already started to. However, it's causing some hazards on the roads. Low visibility, some drifting snow, and just some strong gusts in general will be impacting us today. A look out on I-94. We are seeing conditions that are pretty quiet for us in Fargo-Moorhead. There are some areas where we're looking at open pockets where we're seeing some of that blowing and drifting, but it's really out of town that we're having some problems. So if you're traveling today, especially in the first half of the day, we're looking at those strongest winds impacting you with blowing and drifting snow. And then heading into the later part of the day, eventually the wind does start to ease up, but this is going to be an issue all day long for us. And we did get a report from the DOT emergency message of a semi-accident along I-29 in the Sisseton area. They're advising no travel there because of the wind and visibility causing some problems there. So one area where we're already seeing those issues. Other parts of the valley, Fargo, again, we're looking at some shiny pavement indicating that we've had some treatment on those roads up in the left-hand corner of your screen. Also in East Grand Forks, you can see now with the cars passing by the illuminated drifting snow across Highway 2 there. And same thing in Dilworth, or in the south of Dilworth on I-94, we're looking at some drifting snow there too. So this is going to be a problem for us today. Wind speeds are gusting here into the 30s to near 40 miles per hour out of the south. You could see down in the Sisseton area, we've got a gust to near 40 there. And that's one of those places that is going to have some trouble today. And visibility down, of course, where we've been seeing some of that blowing snow. We're at 2.5 miles visibility in Hallock, and up at the airport in Fargo about 3 miles right now. The flip side of this is that we're warming things up. So we're looking at temperatures that are above 0 now. Factor in the wind, though, and it feels like we're just as cold as yesterday morning in spots. We're looking at wind chills that are in the teens to 20s below. So a look at your radar and satellite map. Mostly cloudy skies. We stay quiet as far as precipitation is concerned. We just want to watch out for that blowing snow today. That's going to be one of those hazards you might not factor in, and want to make sure you're taking that seriously. Temperatures this afternoon into the 20s, and then once this wind ends, the rest of the week looks great with temperatures at average or well above it here as we head into the weekend. And now for a look at traffic, here's Devin Fry with the Valley Today's Traffic on the Move.
Thank you, Lisa. We are finishing up our hour on I-29. We're turning on there right now. We're going to be heading northbound toward Grand Forks. Now, you can see a little bit of that blowing snow going across the exit there, and it was pretty prevalent on the southbound lanes of I-29. I just turned around using 32nd Avenue, and here in the northbound lanes, it doesn't seem to be as big of a factor, but there are some areas where the blowing snow is coming off of snowbanks that are about at windshield level, so that could be affecting some visibility for sure, but overall it's more of a nuisance than anything problematic within city limits anyway. As Lisa said, outside of town it is much worse, so be careful if you're driving anywhere today outside of of the city limits. Now, snow removal crews are out and about right now. We saw a few on 25th Street, and that area is usually busy at this time in the morning. There's school buses and now plow trucks, so if you're taking that roadway, make sure to give yourself a few extra minutes. And there is also some snow removal crews on I-29 taking up some space there, or on I-94 rather, taking up some space there. Easy for me to say. Now, you can see the traffic flow on I-29 starts to get a little bit busier at the I-94 interchange and lasts all the way probably up until about Main Avenue. So make sure to give yourself some extra time this morning and make sure you arrive to your destination safely today. Now, what day is today? It is Taco Tuesday, so Olay the day at Taco John's. For your traffic on the move, I'm Devin Fry.
Charges are possible in a crash involving a train and a semi in the Northern Valley.
Police say the train was going about 10 miles an hour through Grand Forks yesterday when it hit a semi on the tracks. Luckily, no one was hurt. A Minnesota woman is waiting to be sentenced for abusing her special needs daughter. Karen Ganetta was arrested last year after the 20-year-old victim's aunt tipped off police.
They found the family home full of trash, animal urine, and feces. And paramedics weren't even sure the victim was alive until they finally detected a breath. Then they discovered bruises all over her body. The victim's father is now caring for his daughter and says the mother doesn't seem to care about what's going on.
It seems like she has no remorse for anything that she's done. She hasn't asked about her daughter. She hasn't asked if she's fine or anything since they've been separated.
The victim has gone from 90 pounds to 140 pounds since October. That's according to her dad.
A jury has convicted a North Dakota man of killing his 36-year-old daughter during a family argument. 66-year-old Stephen Ani could be facing up to 10 years in prison for manslaughter.
His daughter died last May after being shot in their family home in Adams, North Dakota. In our Healthier Me this morning, we hear a lot about kids running away from home, and now the country's leading pediatricians are providing updated guidelines for trying to prevent that. Every year, as many as 1 in 20 kids leave home, and that puts them at risk for trauma, victimization, and violence.
The American Academy of Pediatrics says doctors should ask all adolescents about their daily environment and activities, and should ask teens if they have support or an adult to confide in. The recommendations include teaching kids at risk about safe housing, sexual health services, and mental health care. Children in protective custody, those with a history of abuse or who identify as LGBTQ, are at the highest risk of running away or becoming homeless. Integrative medicine can help heal and treat just about anything.
And learning more about this approach this morning is the Valley Today's Abby Furchner. She joins us live from a new Sanford Integrative Medicine Clinic. Good morning, Abby.
Good morning, Lisa and Jordan. Yeah, that new integrative medicine clinic is just right in the South Point Clinic. You can't miss it if you come into Entrance A. Walk down that long hallway and you'll be able to find it. But I'm here with Adrienne May Carney, and acupuncture is your specialty, and a lot of people are definitely getting into it. But what type of patients do you see?
I see a lot of pain-related patients working on the neck, lower back, lots of headaches. Also with fertility, it can be very helpful and beneficial. And then helping boost the immune system and sinus relief.
Yeah. I know when I came in and did the trial run yesterday with you, I was kind of nervous because I get a little weird about needles, but it's not as bad as you think. Do you see a lot of people like kind of their eyes go a little bit bigger when you say I'm going to stick you with a needle?
Definitely. But it's a very common misconception that acupuncture is painful, but it's very painless. Lots of times I tell patients that you're going to feel my cold hands more than the tap of the needle as it goes in.
And it really is. It really is painless. I was like, oh, that was it? Oh my goodness. That's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. But I mean, I was telling you I have, a lot of shoulder issues and back problems, and I was so amazed that just by sticking some stuff in my hands that pain was going away too. So do you find the pressure points, or how does acupuncture work?
So acupuncture is whole body healing. All the channels connect head to toe. So if someone has shoulder pain but you can't access the shoulder directly, there are other points that have been found that are beneficial.
I just think this is so interesting. And I mean, there are so many other branches underneath integrative medicine too. Healing touch, we talk about manipulative medicine. There's just so many different forms. But if you want to learn a little bit more about integrative medicine, you can come to the clinic tonight from 6 to 7:30. They're having an open house to find out some more information.
Okay, great. feel like I've learned so much already this morning.
Yeah, some stuff I would have never considered before. Abby Furchner reporting live. Thank you very much this morning. Let's get the answer now to our question of the morning on Facebook. That question, families will send each other more than 10,000 texts each year, and this is the #1 subject.
The answer? What to eat. And that was a popular guess. That makes sense. Remember, you can play along every weekday morning by heading to our Valley News Live Facebook page.
And today we want to eat some warm comfort food, probably.
Yeah, you know, temperatures are rising, but it's not going to feel that way with those strong winds. Those are going to be a big problem for us today as far as blowing and drifting snow. I want to remind you, no travel advised in Roberts County in South Dakota. They've had some strong winds and low visibility there, and there was a semi accident on I-29 there. So something to keep in mind if you're planning on traveling south. Those gusts already getting into the 30s. Temperatures will rise, but you'll still want to bundle up. We're currently at 4 in Fargo, 1 in Grand Forks.
The Today Show and CBS This Morning are just about to start, but remember, the Valley Today rolls on. More live up-to-the-minute news and weather right now on the